Donald Trump hasn't even taken office yet, and already Americans are excited about his upcoming presidency. Hopefully he can come in and make America healthy again, tamp down on government overspending, and of course, secure our border, improve the economy, drill more oil, all that good stuff. And of course, the hits just keep on coming. More good news for Donald Trump, as of course, Jack Smith has announced today that yes, he is dismissing all charges against Donald Trump, which of course lends a lot of credence to people like myself who've been saying, yeah, this seems an awful lot like lawfare, right? Because if he was a true believer, then there's no way he would just simply stop this case right now. He would proceed. Instead, of course, he's riding off into the sunset and hiding behind the simple fact that, oh, we don't actually prosecute sitting presidents, only former presidents. Okay, so this whole case is closed, it's over and done, and we can throw it onto the garbage heap along with everything else, including the mainstream media. One of the biggest victories Donald Trump had was over the mainstream media, right? Overcoming all of their out and out lies and falsehoods for the past 8 years, right? And he has emerged victorious and ruined their credibility all in one fell swoop. And what I want to show you today, of course, is a little bit of Joe Scarborough being very upset that yes, in fact, news reporters are done, it's over, it's gone, and have been replaced by actual reporters on social media. So before we get these clips, please like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
Let me just say why this is so important right now, more than ever, is because critics of the press are feeling more empowered than ever to lie more than ever. I've had friends for years going, oh, you know, I'm so overwhelmed, Joe, by the news. I don't read the news. I go, oh, where do you get your news then? Epic Times. I go, oh,
God.
Oh, you get your news from a website run by Chinese by conspiracy theorists in a Chinese religious cult. That is where you get the no. Or if social media, people lying every day, every hour, every minute about the news. What you do matters. What the New York Times does matters. What the Wall Street Journal does matters. What Jonathan Lemire does matters. What the Financial Times does matters. What NBC News and MSNBC reporters do matters. It matters.
And it doesn't mean there aren't things that we get wrong. And the reason I guess I was hopped up at that speech was I listened to so many reporters who feel like the industry's going to hell. Nobody trusts them. They're demoralized. And the truth is we don't have time to be demoralized. We don't have time to whine. We have to do our job. Like, there is a information war out there, and there's still tens of millions of people that depend on great reporting, and it's our job to make sure we create viable businesses around it, and that we really do try to get to the closest approximation of the truth. Maybe do a little bit, maybe be more curious than condescending, maybe a little more fearless than foaming at the mouth. And I think if we can do those things, I think we can win back people who are skeptical. The entire social media ecosystem, a lot of the things you just mentioned, they feed off of all of us trying to get to the closest approximation of truth. So people just, like, I think they need to calm down. I know there's a lot of your viewers who kind of wish that sometimes, like, everything was just like boom, boom, boom on one side. But, like, we have to bring people facts. We have to bring people clarity and hopefully reported insights so they can ultimately make better decisions and understand a very, very complicated world.
By the way, we've got great viewers. And you know what our viewers are? They're family. We got a family that understands around. You have a family that follows you, that understands, because you've been around. The New York Times has a family, Wall Street Journal, these places that have great reporters, right? They don't need to worry about what happens over the next 5 minutes or the next 5 weeks or the next 5 months, because you print truth all the time. And like you said, this is what gets me, is somebody pops off on Twitter or some other social media and they lie. They make mistakes. You know what the cost of that is? Nothing. They do it again. In fact, it helps them because algorithms are rigged. So you stir up shit, and the more you can get people angry, the more followers you get, but also now it's monetized to help you lie.
The more you hate, the more you make.
Yeah, there you go. I like hey, Rep, did you preach for your next weekend?
That'll go viral.
I like that.
I like that.
Well, I guess everything the mainstream media doesn't really matter all that much because people are turning away from them in droves. And at the very end, the point being made is, yeah, this is all monetized. All this misinformation supposedly by influencers online, it's all monetized. what the crap do you think your show is, Joe Scarborough, right? You're out there constantly spreading misinformation for years, right? With no consequence because you are still getting those big old fat checks. Only now, of course, the chickens are coming home to roost because your whole network might be sold off and you could lose your job. Never mind the fact that for 8 years you sat there spewing the most vilest lies you could possibly imagine about Donald Trump, right? Racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, fascist, Nazi, end of democracy, right? You're trying to scare your viewers. You're doing the exact same thing you are accusing others of doing. And of course, what does that make you? Oh, what's the word? Oh, it's hypocrite, right? That's exactly what's going on here, Joe Scarborough. Holy crap, you don't even see it. And all of these people you're referring to as journalists, they're not actually going out there digging into a story, trying to find the truth. No, they're reading some tweets off of line, they're forming their own opinions, and basically they're just talking heads, giving out to the audience what they think they want to hear, right? There is no research, there is no truth, there's nothing there of substance, and it's all been revealed. All the people who used to actually sit down and watch the nightly news and accept it as fact are gone. Everyone has woken up to the fact that it's all basically a partisan crap show. Okay, that is what you are trying to spoon feed us, but it's over. We're not buying it anymore, right? And sitting there talking about, oh, the audience, we're family, right? We're trusting, we're loyal. No, we want the truth. That's exactly what we're looking for, okay? And if you're not giving it to us, we're going to find it someplace else. Now, of course, there's going to be the clapping seals out there, the vote blue no matter who crowd, that of course is going to love your content, that's going to dig into it, but they're only going to stick around as long as you're winning. And now that you have lost in a tremendous fashion after lying to them for so many years, you're going to see a huge drop in your reputations as well as in your ratings. But of course, other people are being a bit more pragmatic about it. Surprisingly enough, Whoopi Goldberg over on The View.
I understand all the things that he promised he would be and he wasn't. And now that he has been given carte blanche, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on what he might do. But at the I'm gonna wait because I need to see what he will do so that I know what I'm going to do.
That's in many ways my point. But like, we can sit here and we could be apocalyptic about what he might do, but I also think there's a moment for self-reflection. I felt as unrepresented by Biden when I would talk about, I care about the border. Why did you wait till 3 years in to do it? I care about the cost of living.
But
why aren't you talking about it?
We've done all of that, and we're talking about how this respect comes to you, how it comes to me, how it comes to you. We're looking at different things. You're hearing different things than I'm hearing because you're not listening for the same things. We just aren't. And that's okay. I have a lot more understanding about what you're looking for than most people have what I'm looking for.
Yeah. No,
because,
we recognize
yeah,
that.
So I think what we're all saying is we're going to sit and watch. We're going to wait and see because we can't do anything else except.
I'm not going to wait and see. I mean, this guy is told us he's a retribution.
What are you going to do? There's
not,
nothing to be done until you know what you're fighting. It's pissing in the wind doesn't help. You just get a wet face.
But I mean, what I'm saying is I have no false expectations that at 78 he's going to all of a sudden turn into another human being. And I'm not going to spend, I spent weeks telling people that he was apocalyptic. I'm not going to change now because it's still the same man.
Not treating every single thing like
I think that's when we lose credibility.
Well, here's the thing. You lose credibility in many different ways. If you don't know what you're talking about and you accuse him of something, then they're going to blow it back. That's why I say we need to wait and see exactly what you're going to do. Are you coming after all the folks that come to this country for a better world, who come here to work? What are you going to do with all those folks? What are you going to do with those jobs when you take all these people away? When you talk about getting rid of folks, you better know what your back game is going to be before you talk about what you're going to do until you know what you can do.
So Whoopi Goldberg, who by the way refuses to say Trump's name like he's Voldemort or something, is actually being a little bit sensical here, right? She's saying, don't attack Donald Trump over all this old stuff we've been saying because obviously that didn't work and America did not agree with you. Instead, wait for him to actually do something you don't agree with. But Anna Navarro, she's having none of it, right? He's the worst person ever. I'm going to continue to call him Hitler because that worked the first time. I'm going to continue to call him a threat to democracy because that worked the first time. I'm going to continue to call him a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, homophobe, misogynist, because all of those attacks worked the first time. Oh wait, they didn't. No one believes you anymore. But Whoopi Goldberg, surprisingly, as I said, being the voice of reason. We're gonna wait and see what happens. But of course she jumps to, oh, you're going to deport all these illegal immigrants? Do you have a plan for when they're gone? Yeah, it's called a guest worker program. You're going to go ahead and allow people to come into this country to work seasonally and pay taxes and then go back to their country of origin. That's how we've always done it, all right? At least that's what we've strived to do back in the 90s, okay? But now it's just wide open borders and mass amnesty. That's the only plan the Democrats have, and that is not something we want. Instead, we're going to go ahead and round up all of the criminals first, deport them, and allowing all the non-violent offenders to go ahead and self-deport after we enact something like E-Verify, so they can't find gainful employment without, of course, going through the proper government channels, all right? That's what we have to do because it's all about having law and order in this country. That is something the left has long ago abandoned. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.